Hello everyone, welcome to our channel once again. Please leave a like on this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates, and also leave a comment to express your thoughts on this. The federal government has dropped the criminal charges brought against Senator Patrick Ifeanyi Ubah and his oil company, Capital Oil, just 2 weeks after he joined the ruling All Progressive Congress. On Wednesday, Senator Ifeanyi Patrick Ubah and his firm, Capital Oil and Gas Limited, were cleared of the allegations made by the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria about claimed 135 billion naira in debt. This decision was made by Justice Nicholas Owibo of a federal high court sitting in Lagos. Following an oral request for the lawsuit to be dropped by Oluwaseun Onabowu counsel for the AMCON, the judge dismissed the case. Remember that Senator Ifeanyi Ubah was not in court for the previous sitting when he was supposed to enter his plea. As a result, the court ordered that if he does not appear for arraignment on October 18th, that criminal summonses be issued against him and his business, Capital Oil and Gas Limited. At the proceedings of the suit on Wednesday, counsel to the complainant informed the court that consent judgments had been reached by parties in other sister cases in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. He consequently urged the court to strike out the charge filed against the defendants. Also, counsel to the defendants, Mrs. Ifeoma Esom, confirmed to the court that agreements have been reached with the complainant. Consequently, Justice Owibo, in a bench ruling, struck out the charge. AMCON had in its 8-count amended charge filed before the court alleged that Ifeanyi Patrick Ubah and his company Capital Oil and Gas Industries Limited, sometimes between 2012 and 2018, conspired together in making false claims in relation to the actual values of certain assets transferred to AMCON under a consent judgment he and his company made with AMCON. The defendants were also alleged to have obstructed AMCON in realization of part of his outstanding debt of 135 billion naira by frustrating the sale of property at Banana Island. The prosecutor also alleged that Ifeanyi Ubah lied in respect of the actual values of the assets listed in the terms of settlement and offered impartial payment of the debts of Capital Oil and Gas Industry Limited.
Well, to those who are not familiar with this case of Capital Oil and federal government and AFCON and all that, this case has been on from the first regime of President Muhammad Buhari. From the first time of President Muhammad Buhari. During the time of Jonathan, there was fuel scarcity, serious fuel scarcity, close to the end of the tenure of President Goodluck Jonathan. And the farm tank where Capital Oil uses, the federal government kept some fuels and all that in that fuel, farm tank. Don't know what happened where they were having the issues of fuel scarcity and all that. Without the authorization of the government, Ifeanyi Ubah ordered those fuels to be sold to the public, so that there will be just to ease the fuel scarcity and all that. Maybe I think the biggest problem started when they discovered that he had sold off all those fuel without going through the right channel. That was how the Capital Oil went down the drill. Today they are not in operation. That was how he was arrested, detained. So many things happened, and the case has been on since then. The 8 years of President Muhammad Buhari passed. But one thing I discovered is we live in a country that the rich have the way, know how to have their way. They always get their way through. But the poor and the ordinary man in society are the ones who suffer. Now, after all this, even when all this were happening, Ifeanyi Ubah was still contesting to become the governor of Anambra State. When he couldn't succeed, he contested and became a senator, and now he's returned as a senator. All these issues have been on ground, and few days ago, Ifeanyi Ubah, dumped the YPP and joined and joined the APC, and now is now listed as APC senator from Anambra State. And 2 days after that was done, the the case that was the APCON instituted against him were withdrawn, citing some arrangement between Ifeanyi Ubah and the federal government, consensus on how the issue should be managed and settled outside court. This is what we are saying. Now Nigerians are reacting to the whole issue, of what Shomole said when he was the, national chairman of APC, when he categorically said that, come to APC and your sin will be forgiven. I think that is what Nigerians are thinking that happened here, that transpired here. That now that Ifeanyi Ubah has entered, joined the APC, his sin has been forgiven and the case is being withdrawn. That is on a lighter note. But with the event of what is happening, Nigerians believe that there has been an agreement between the Ifeanyi Ubah camp and the federal government and APC-led administration for him to move from YPP to APC, increasing the number of their Senate, and by then, getting the favor from government in some other way. But with what I have seen so far in our country, it is a very sad note that people will be indicted with huge amount of money, taxpayers' money, and at the end of the day, they are walking freely on the streets. Nothing, no one is prosecuted. Even those that the court pronounced jailed, they are receiving pardoned. So it's a worry. It's worrisome. It's worrisome when you see that you hear this kind of huge amount of money, over 135 billion, sank to drill. Go down the drill, and at the end of the day, no one is paying a price for that. And we are saying things are hard. We are saying things are hard. The country is in deep debt, borrowing from here and there. But you see some individuals making the country and bringing the country down to its knee. And still, everything is normal. As long as you can pardon within the power that be, your sins are forgiven. You are free to live your normal life. Well, this is just my take. I would like you to feel free to comment below. Let's know what you think concerning this. Thank you.